In a loud and clear message on the issue of accusations against RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan, Prime Minister Modi appreciated the work done by the RBI Governor. The Prime Minister said that efforts to gain undue publicity is not in anyone's interest. The Prime Minister reiterated his government's resolve to act tough against economic offenders. And let's discuss this more in detail. At the moment, I'm joined by correspondent Arun Sharma is joining me. Arun, Prime Minister there spelling out government's agenda, the policy initiatives, and of course the government's determination, whether it's about working against the black money or bringing more transparency into governance, and of course speaking on a host of issues, whether it's about terrorism or dealing with Pakistan there.
That's right, Nancy. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke on wide-ranging issues, but this 85 minutes of interview of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, if we try to focus on the interview, majorly this interview can be divided into two parts. First, the foreign policy, and second, the economic policies. On foreign policies, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was very much clear in his approach. The message was very much clear that India would not only be making good relations with big countries like USA, Russia or China, but focus would also be on the smaller countries and the Pacific countries.
Yes.
Because he clearly understands this fact that no countries in today's time is a small country, because every country has its specific role to play out. And that's what the was the high point of his interview when he was talking about the foreign policy. He also spoke about terrorism, that now Pakistan is supposed to respond to the world, and Pakistan is facing difficulties is also in order to respond to the world on the issue of terrorism. There were gone are the days when the world was questioning India that this is because of the law and order situation of India that they are facing this terrorist activities. But now the world accepts this fact that India is a peaceful country. So these were the high points on the foreign policy parts. On the second part, Nancy, when you talk about the economic policies, maybe controversies or Raghuram Rajan, the economic policies, the Prime Minister's approach was very much clear in his interview that all his economic policies focus on poor people. The benefit of these economic policies should reach the poor people and to the people living in far-flung places. For example, Jan Dhan Yojana, Stand Up India, Mudra Yojana.
Yes.
So all these schemes of government clearly focuses on poor people so that the upliftment of these people can be done. You spoke about Raghuram Rajan as well, Nancy. Now, Prime Minister in his approach was very much clear that Raghuram Rajan is a successful governor and he is a Deshbhakt, and nobody can else be more Deshbhakt than Raghuram Rajan. And there is a reason behind that why he praised Raghuram Rajan. Jan Dhan Yojana, Nancy, was a successful mission because of Raghuram Rajan. Second thing, the payments bank, the small payments bank, the small banks, all these were the initiative by Raghuram Rajan, and that is the reason the banking industry could do more in order to achieve the financial inclusion. Third thing, we only know repo rates, reverse repo rates, etc., when it comes to controlling the inflation. But Reserve Bank of India governor took more steps behind the beyond this repo rate and reverse repo rate, which controlled the inflation, and Raghuram Rajan was successful as far as controlling inflation is concerned. Although there are measures taken from the finance ministry side, the food agriculture ministry side, but yes, Raghuram Rajan played his role very well, and that is why Prime Minister Narendra Modi clearly said that Raghuram Rajan has played his role very successfully, and he really backed Raghuram Rajan in his interview. And if you look at today's newspapers, all the major newspapers are focusing on only two things: Raghuram Rajan's controversy, that is the major headline of the major newspapers today, and second, it's on black money.
Yes.
India has taken a very strong stance as far as black money is concerned, domestically as well and on the global arena. We all know that in G20 in 2014, Prime Minister Narendra Modi clearly spoke about automatic exchange of information. We also talked about base erosion, profit shifting. Major corporate companies today are shifting their profits from the higher taxes jurisdiction to a lower taxes jurisdiction. So Prime Minister in 2014 G20 summit spoke about that, intervened on the global arena and said that these things should not happen. As far as on the automatic exchange of information, country like Switzerland is also now ready to exchange information automatically with India. Mauritius route was considered as far as the major route for transferring black money to India. That is also now stopped. So these are the steps taken internationally. Domestically, India has also taken all these steps like opening a window for 4 months as far as disclosing the money. So all in all, Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke on all the issues from economic to foreign policies, and he was very much clear. And his vision could also be seen in this interview, Nancy, which is for maybe for next 3 years till the next election happens. So the policies, the vision of Prime Minister were very much clear in his 85 to 90 minutes of interview.
All right, Arun Sharma, thanks very much for joining us and sharing all those in detail with us. So Prime Minister outlining the government's agenda and spelling out the government's policy initiatives, and of course its determination that it has worked for the overall development of the nation and will continue with its determination to working for the good of the nation. Let's